Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, which means another horror show. I'm Kevin, and as always, I'm joined by Tony Has 9 Fingers.
There I am. What is going on, people?
And Tony, would you like to introduce our very special guest?
I will. We've had her on a couple times for Zombeavers and Death House. Now we're having her on for Beyond Paranormal, the beautiful and talented Cortney Palm.
Hi.
Like, don't mind me, just texting.
I'm tweeting or I'm trying to tell people that we're live.
Well, I appreciate that. So yeah, thanks for coming back on. It's been a long time. We were catching up a little bit beforehand, but yeah, we had you on originally for Zombeavers like way back in the day. And then I was lucky enough to be on the set of Death House for a day, and got to do some interviews in that really cool prison, and it was just a really good time, and it was an experience that I'll never forget, to be honest with you. Like, it's when, you know, it made me think like, oh, I wish I could do this more, but you know, I don't have the means to be on set all the time. But it was a really cool experience, and it was awesome to get to meet you in person. And I always tell people, Cortney gives the best hugs. Like, you ran up to me and Leo, and you're like, oh, hugs, and I was like, this is great, you know.
Yeah.
And it was we were also pretty impressed that you remembered us. We're like, it was a weird thing. It was like, oh, why did you remember us of all people? But yeah, it was you know, from there, you know, we became like kind of, you know, podcast friends there, and you know, we've had you on since then as well. And now you're coming on to talk about Beyond Paranormal, which Tony and I both watched, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So do you want to talk a little bit about Beyond Paranormal and how it came to be?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks guys for having me, and everyone who ends up watching this live or not, thanks for watching and putting up with us. It's fun. So lots of love. And Beyond Paranormal is it's interesting because right now all these, you know, paranormal activity movies are so hot, and they share kind of a similar title. So people were freaking out that it wasn't like the paranormal activity movies, and it wasn't very horror. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys saw it. So I think we're trying to market it like it's like some really scary horror film. To me, I as a viewer see it a little differently. And as an actor throughout the whole process, I saw it a little differently. I view it as like a really interesting fantasy sci-fi with elements of horror dripped in there and a lot of comedy. Like, to me, I was laughing a lot, and I don't know why, but it was funny to me. And I think it's more of a jovial kind of entertainment than it is like a scary paranormal activity movie.
Right.
I kind of like tell people, like, fuck the title. They're not the same.
Yeah, not at all.
You know,
and isn't a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, because like you said, there's a bunch of them out there, and they're all kind of trying to copy themselves. So it's like, it is different. And like you said about the humor and stuff like that, there was a few scenes I'm like, I wonder how many times it took them to do this, because I would have just cracked up. Like when you're doing like the accents and stuff, and you're like right in his face, and I was just like, I'm like, how did she keep a straight face? Because I'm sure that it was, because it looked like it was fun. So yeah.
There's a scene that didn't get in the final cut, but like I decided to spit in his whiskey because he just keeps drinking whiskey, and I was getting pissed. Like, I was just like, so I spit in it, and he looks at me and he just drank it, and I was like, oh my God. And I was about to break too. I was like, don't break. You know, and then there was a couple of times we had laugh attacks. Like, it was hysterical. And like because Patty's character, she's playing Angela. She's an actress. She's an actress playing a medium psychic. So she's honing it in. She's making it really fun. And she was like, what? These my line. And I lost it. And I could not bring it back. Like I lost it to the point I was losing my lines. I had to like write them on my hand and I was like, what the fuck? I can't. Because it was funny. There were some moments where I couldn't stop laughing.
Did they write your character for you? Because following you and all your like, you know, your social media and whatever, it's like if I had to pick one, you know, character for you besides, you know, the offsets and you know, doing all the different characters, I'm like your yoga and all this stuff. I'm like, I think that's made for Cortney. I think they made this movie around you.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that. But honestly, yeah, the director, Mateo, he built it around his partner, his wife, Patty, who plays Angela. So he actually had a role in a film where she was playing like this manic, depressive, crazy woman, essentially, kind of like my character. And he was like getting tired of her going around the house doing all these things to get into character. And so he decided to design Lily after her, essentially. And it just ended up working out perfectly because Patty and I are so similar and we just kind of welded together, essentially. And what's interesting, what was I going to say? I already forgot, so move on.
That's okay. One of the things, like, I think it's a character in itself was like the visuals too. Like I don't know if it was like filters or whatever, but like either that or I just don't know much about plant life, but we're like the colors were just extremely vibrant in certain areas. Was that like real? I don't know. I feel dumb for asking, but was it real or was that pretend?
Well, you know what? If it was real, it would be an interdimensional planet.
Well, I mean,
not an interdimensional planet, another planet.
Yeah.
Another dimension. It's just, I think they're just inverting the colors.
Okay. So, well, I mean, but still, like, I don't know how to, I mean, I could do that, but I couldn't do that and keep the people regular looking, you know, like.
Well, we had a really good special effects and post effects team. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, known for really big things. And I think they just kind of knew, and Mateo had a really strong vision for what he wanted to make this other world look really alien. And that's why, yeah, they were able to make it pull from all these different ancient civilizations and then kind of make a twist on it and, you know, add the fun color effect of the
I didn't, you know, like for real, I was questioning it in my mind. And I was even questioning asking because I knew I was going to feel dumb. But at the same time, too, I'm like, there's somebody, like, I watch, like, you know, nature shows and stuff like that. I'm like, I've never seen that plant before in my life. I grew up in the city in the middle of Massachusetts. I don't see those plants. So I'm like, I don't know if that's like where they are. And it's just like a really cool plant that I've never seen before. Now I want to go see it. But
well, the plants were all real. So the plants were in Pasadena. They were just, you know, the colors were just inverted somehow. And I know they did a really good job with the effects of how to make the people still look normal and then the environment around them really transformed.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful.
Again, I don't make movies, so it was impressive and it was believable to the point where I'm a 45-year-old man and I still ask the question.
45? Wow.
I'm gonna be 46 next week. How you like
that?
You
are old.
Happy day.
I'm very old.
Actually,
but Wolfie, he couldn't be on tonight, the 13th Wolfman, but he's in his 50s. So, but anyways,
he's the elder statesman.
Yeah. Real quick, Sergio wants to say hi to Courtney. Hi, Courtney from Sergio, and we have Alfredo saying
hi to Kevin. Yeah. Oh, he's saying hi to you. Yeah.
He's saying hi to me.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Kevin's not the only part of this podcast.
Yeah. I'm not Courtney of the podcast.
Sorry, Tony doesn't matter and Wolfman's not here. So who's left? Oh, it's me. And
yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'll just see myself out. Thank you very much. But
go ahead, Tony.
No, I was gonna say the one thing I was very impressed with, and I even messaged you on Instagram, is I've seen you in many roles, and I actually own most of your movies. But this one, you were the mainstay in it, and just seeing you act the different, you know, characters. You have to watch the movie to understand what I'm saying. But it's one of those things where, I mean, was it, I guess, difficult to bring out all those? Because there was like a few different versions of yourself in it. Was that difficult or?
Yeah. No, it was actually. I was so excited when I read the script. I was like, this is it. This is what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to have a role like this. And I don't even know how he's related to me, stepfather-in-law, I guess, said he helped me out with like my possession scenes where I change. And I was like reading my lines with him, and he's like, no, that's not how an old man would talk. He's like, listen here, you. And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. And so I was kind of getting like this coaching from a non-actor, and I was like, this is the way to do it, because he's also like an audience member, a viewer, and how would he want to see this character portrayed? And so I learned a lot from him. When it was time to roll, I was so nervous that I wanted to cut before I get into those scenes. I was like, no, I want to cut. I want to get ready. And they didn't cut. So I was sitting there like, I'm just going to do it. So I just went through it. And I think that was the best thing to do, because then I could just be in the moment and get out of my head. And a lot of the times I would get in my head, because I was like, okay, I'm trying to be this dominatrix now. And then I'm also trying to be Lily snuck in there. And, you know, she's so effervescent and bubbly, and then, you know, trying to be sexy. And I was just like, okay, this feels awkward because Lily isn't like this. So how can I, you know, bring that forward? And, you know, there were times I doubted myself, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And Mateo was just a really good actor's director. So he was able to like bring me in and give me like the perfect direction to help me get back on track. And same with Patty too. She was really, really good at that. But it was difficult, but it was fun. And I only had a week to prepare. So
wow.
Yeah, they had the role cast. Someone else had the part. And they realized that I guess she wasn't that great. She was just really popular. And more followers than me. Hit the like button, fuckers. But yeah, so I only had a week to prepare. So I think that's where my nervousness came from.
So does that really come into play? Like the followers and stuff when it comes to casting? Like, I don't know. That just seems weird to me.
Dude, it does now.
Really?
Like, it really does. It's a huge thing. Yeah. And you know, I was just up for Willy's Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. The new one that he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, The Accursed. It was called The Accursed, and I was up for it. And I ended up losing it to another actress who has just way more followers than I do. And I asked, I said, okay, what did I need to work on? What could I have done better? And they're like, really, it was about popularity. And I was like, oh, okay, well.
That's ridiculous.
Like, I'd rather you tell me I was a bad actor than I wasn't
For
popular.
real. Like that's actually pretty discouraging, you know?
Well, it seems like it's always been like that, because how many times it's like, and so-and-so's in the movie, and it's like 2 seconds and their name is on the marquee and stuff. So it's almost the exact same, where it's like, okay, here's your name. Okay, and they're in the movie for 4 seconds. But as long as we put the name on there.
That's just like hitting a goal in like a Indiegogo or something, where they're like, oh, if we do this much money, we're going to get this other actor in here or whatever. Like, it's like last minute kind of stuff. But at the same time, too, you'd think like as an art form, I mean, for independent like movies, not just horror, independent movies in general, they're going to want the best representation as opposed to just like, you know, there's plenty of people that have huge followings on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. That doesn't mean they can act.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what they discovered. They discovered that whoever they had cast had a lot of fans, but she just couldn't really get the scenes out. She couldn't really do the acting. And she was I don't even know who she was, but I heard she was beautiful and talented in all other aspects, but she just wasn't the right actor for it. And, you know, that happened actually in Zombeavers. One of the cast members in there was just super popular and got the part. And that happens. So
that's weird.
But no, but Mateo is really great about that, because he's like, I don't care. He's like, I want substance. I want real. I want truth. I want honesty. And that's what I like about working with people like Mateo and Patty and the rest of the crew too. And like Ryan, we were all very authentic human beings. Like, we were there to make art. We were there to make like something that we're passionate about, not just because we need validation. You know, we just have fun doing it. And that's what I think matters the most.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Like, it's weird. Like, we learn a lot of stuff. Like, we've learned a ton about movies just in general. Just doing this show. There's a lot of things we just don't know because we're just fans of movies. But an aspiring filmmaker, actually, Angel, is saying hello to everyone as well. He's going to be working on some shorts soon, and I'm going to help him out as much as I can. But yeah, he's. But it's interesting. Like that whole part of it. Because we see like a lot of the same actors come in and out of a bunch of like the independent horror, and like it seems like there's like a little like almost like a new brat pack of like, or a rat pack of horror actors that are like making the rounds, and so that's a little different on that end. But when it comes to like other, it's weird to me. Like it seems like, I can't imagine that with like music or anything too. It's like, all right, well, we want to get this guitar player in the band because he has this many followers. He can't play guitar, but we want him in the band because people are going to look at his picture, like that's just weird to me. But
I guess with music, it's just like one, I don't know.
It's not
form, I guess.
I don't know, man. It's all art.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tweet us really quick. Hang on.
We're hanging, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. That's a weird way to go about it. I mean,
I don't know. Is it though? Because like you said, if you put the popular name on the marquee, people are going to be more inclined to come and watch the movie, right?
Right. Well,
I love no-name actors. Some of my favorite acting comes from people that I'm not really attached to emotionally because I know them from like tabloids or something where now I have an opinion about them. This way I can see someone new and upcoming and actually enjoy the movie. If it's edited right, a new actor can look good. If it's edited wrong, sometimes you can look bad. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kevin's mentioned it many a times where we love seeing, people start from somewhere and go. So anytime I see Cortney Palm in a movie, I'm purchasing it or watching it or something like that. So it's one. I mean, it's so with me. I guess we're different. We're not the main. But I don't know. It's just weird where it's like but this is also, independent. I can understand like mainstream movies going that route, but even independent movies, like Kevin said, that is kind of weird.
But we do see it. I guess we do see it because there's some Indiegogos that we've had on. They're like, oh, once we hit this goal, we're going to do this, and it's like they're just going to get a big name to throw in the movie like last minute, which may not be a bad thing because I'm a fan of those actors and actresses as well. So
it's all about money, y'all. If you don't have a big name, you're not going to get the money usually, unless you just come out of left field and it's just like, whoa, who are you? That's amazing. But it's at the same time, it's like I have writer friends who are really super talented, but they don't have the clout to carry their script. So it's almost like you have to attach another writer to their script or just buy it outright and then put a different director on it and things like that. So it can get complicated. So for those of you who want to make a film, just do it the way you want to do it, and don't try to sell out. I think that's how I feel. I feel like be true to who you are and your vision. And if you can get a bigger name, cool. If not, just have fun with it,
Yeah. But that's the thing is if I think about like my dream cast for something, like all the people that I think an actor balls off, like most of them are people that are not big names, and I don't know. It seems more honest, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they're less jaded. Am I right? Or am I wrong? They're less jaded. So if I'll make a movie, so Angel, if you make a movie, we will see if we can cast Cortney Palm in it. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm waiting
for
hair
on me somewhere.
I don't have that problem.
I hate that when there's a hair on me.
Well, my wife's hair gets everywhere. But so yeah, keep it organic and true to the vision. That's right. That's right, Angel. So we do have the trailer for Beyond Paranormal, and I pulled this one from your YouTube channel. You have a YouTube out there. What kind of stuff do you have on your channel for people that want to go subscribe and get your like subscribers up a little bit so that way you can get in some more movies, right?
Yeah, listen, okay. I just need to like hone in on one thing I think that really attracts people. So I do like holistic teachings and things that I've learned from psychedelic medicine, like mushrooms and ayahuasca and DMT. So I'll like share that on YouTube, and I'll share tarot readings on YouTube. And then I'll share like just acting things or dances or things like that. So that's what's on my YouTube.
There you go. Go to Cortney Palm on YouTube and subscribe. And
so let's check out the trailer and subscribe, and maybe I'll do some more videos for sure.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
guys, it's Box Girl Lily. So I just got this awesome new huge box. I can't wait to open for you guys. Whoa. Cool, right?
Have you noticed anything odd with Lily?
Come on now. You know you want it.
You think we are not alone?
Oh, absolutely we're not alone. We've been visited by many alien life forms.
Damn it!
Great things happen when you hit rock bottom.
We open our arms to the mystics. We open our arms to the unknown.
I didn't sign up for incantations or spiritual channeling or whatever the hell that is.
They're after me.
It's after you.
They're after us.
There you go. that character is ridiculous, by the way. That director guy. He reminded me. Do you ever see a show called Dave on I think it's on FX? He reminded me of the show Dave. He's nothing like the character, but he just reminded me of people in that show. Oh, it's a really good show about this Jewish hip hop artist who's like.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, he was great. He was so funny, and he was really into it, So, and he developed everything. I mean, it was written that way, but he just added to it. He was like, I need my grill. I need structure. I just gotta be lax. And my mom loved him. She said she was cracking up the whole time.
Nice. So when I mentioned about getting Cortney in one of Angel's films, he's like, "We'll talk." And then right after that, he's like, "That went crazy real quick." But he also said something about, "Oh, damn DMT." So I've heard a lot about DMT. I don't really know much about it. What's its deal?
Well, DMT is something we all have in our brain, which we all know. And it is very active when you're a child, hence a lot of imaginary friends, because you can see things differently when your DMT is stronger. And as you age and consuming chemicals and sugar, it gets depleted. And before you die, it basically erupts essentially. And you can have all these visions or, outer body experiences, things like that. And your death experiences could be just a huge input of DMT into your body. But DMT, it can come from a frog. It comes from bufo, which is the frog poison. It just excretes it. Or it can come from leaves, trachuna leaves. And I think actually a tree bark as well. And it's the main ingredient in ayahuasca that's a psychoactive ingredient. And ayahuasca is just this vine that essentially allows you to drink the DMT so you can have a longer experience. With the psychedelic medicine, DMT itself, when smoked, only lasts 20 minutes. The effects can last a little longer, but essentially you're taken into this other world where you can heal on so many levels. So actually, Kevin, I mean, you can try it if you can get your hands on some, or even mushrooms, because it rewires your brain. And not only with proper meditation and diet and lots of water, you're taking these medicines that rewire your brain, you're rewiring your whole system. You can heal from PTSD, you can heal from trauma. Dr. Joe Dispenza doesn't do psychedelic medicine. He just meditates, and he went from being paralyzed or almost paralyzed to being able to walk and run again.
Oh, wow.
So there are things that we can do as a body hack spiritually and psychedelically with these medicines that help heal your body and take you to these other worlds. And it's really, really fantastic.
Nice. Well, I'll have to consider that. I don't know. I legit never tried any substances until my 44th birthday. So I'm a newbie. But anyways, real quick, Anthony Leone just wants to say Cortney Palm is fucking amazing, and we already know that.
And you know Anthony, right?
Yep.
Yep, we had him on for Hacksaw, which is a movie that you were in, or at least your
Briefly.
boys were.
And I think I was active on your guys' chat that day when you were.
Oh, really?
I think that's what kind of brought because I think the last time you came on, I was actually looking and scrolling through the Dorkenings podcast network, and I'm like, I thought we had her on like a lot sooner than this, but I think it was 2017, and I'm like, that can't be right, but I didn't see anything from. But I'm like, oh, we got to get Cortney back on. So
yeah, thanks for
and
me.
then we tried to get you on, but you booked something. So congrats on you.
Yeah. I went to go to Georgia to film Go Straight to Hell.
Oh, nice. You went straight to hell to film those. I've never been to Georgia. I just called it hell for no reason. What's that movie all about?
I don't know.
Oh,
I was just a day player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but there was a abandoned insane asylum that was 3 hours away from where we were shooting, and we were all going to go there because they were all going every night, and ended up being that I didn't want to drive 3 hours, 6 hours round trip. So I didn't go, but it would have been like another kind of death house, kind of prison feeling, like that kind of environment that you got to see. So it would have been cool, but I don't know. I had just talked to a ghost like 2 weeks earlier on Mike Mendez's new film.
Oh yeah.
Where we had Bruce Dern as well in that movie. So I was talking to a ghost in a haunted inn over there, and I was like, I had my fill with ghosts. I don't need to.
Mike Mendez is awesome as well, by the way. We've had him on once before for Lava Lantula?
Yeah, I believe so.
A long time ago. He was very cool. Like he was really cool. I would love to have him back on again.
I'm gonna text him right now.
All right, yeah, do it. He's the man. We had him on a long time ago, and it was like one of the earlier shows where I'm like, this was a good one. Like he was very entertaining. Because I know, like, doesn't he host like a horror trivia night or something, where he was hosting a horror trivia night?
A lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah.
So I must.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say before we get off Beyond Paranormal, because Cortney's been in a whole bunch of stuff, and she does a whole bunch of stuff outside of acting. But there was one scene I must say that I popped so hard for. Now that's definitely going to sound bad once I mention. Like, okay, so
was there a shower involved? Like,
okay, there was the scene in the shower, and like I said, it's going to sound horrible, but the one scene has one. You have a little like mask or like a little clown face, and once I saw that, I was like, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. But you were in your like not talking phase, and then your boyfriend was taping you, and then you turn around and you have that clown face, and I popped so like because I'm killer clowns from outer space. Killer clowns from outer space. There's a lot of
Easter eggs in this movie. Like there's a lot of little things that were put in place. So it's fun that you caught that.
Yeah, it was that. Well, I was just like, oh look, you're like, oh, it's a clown face. I'm like, yeah, I know where that clown's from.
Nice.
I know, and I was like, Mateo, you showed way more than what you said you were going to show, and he's like, I didn't know. I'm looking at the acting. I'm like, come on now. Like, that was before my bikini wax too, So I was like,
hello, you said you weren't gonna, but So besides,
there's for some of the fans that really enjoy that kind of material, there is a lot of scantily clad Cortney Palm in this movie.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, I mean, it's weird. Like, there's some actresses and actors that like I can't imagine them like doing that and being able to do that and act at the same time. And I know it's that I'm sure that sounds horrible. But like the first movie I saw you in was Sushi Girl, and I was like, "This is amazing." That's like still one of my favorite movies that you've done, and like you're just laying there for most of the movie, and then you just kick ass at the end. And but it's at the same time too. It's like I didn't, you watch like movies when you're like younger on like Cinemax, whatever, and like they're not real. They're not acting. I don't know. You don't take it seriously, but you're the character, and it's like even if you do nudity or something like that, it's appropriate for the movie and appropriate for the scene kind of deal.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for that. I think, and I get what you're saying. It's not bad. It's just some people can become very self-aware when they're doing nudity, because then suddenly there's this different layer that you're adding to this scene, and there's so many people around, and then suddenly you're no longer in the moment. You're like, I'm naked and I got to do these lines. And for me, I'm just like, whatever. Like,
That's the thing is like
OnlyFans. Like,
you're obviously comfortable in that manner. I would literally be crying in the corner. And to be honest with you, if I was in the room, I'd probably be like, oh my God, I would have to look away just because I'm like very like, I don't know. I'm weird. But
maybe that's well, first of all, watch how you speak to yourself right now. And that's a no for everybody listening and for you too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to watch the words that we say to ourselves, even if we are doing it half-heartedly or jokingly. And it's okay to say I'm weird, because that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, we are all weird, and that's something to honor. But we just, we need to, I think we need to honor ourselves a little more too, and watch how we speak to ourselves, because right now you guys are awesome, and you're both beautiful, and your souls are so pure, and you're so humble, and you're great to talk to. So just remember that, remember your value and honor that. And as far as like watching it in the presence, that's really respectful, but at the same time, like, this is all man-made shit. It's fun, but that's not who we are. This is who we are. That to me should be admired, and it's okay to look at, maybe not ogle and be like creepy, but like you said, you'd be hiding in a corner respectful, but at the same time, it's like, oh, why do we have to do that? Yeah. Why have we as a culture demonized the body?
Right. When over in the UK, that's like a regular thing. Like, over in, it's like the first time I saw nudity was like the Benny Hill show, and it was like British horrible show. And I'm like, okay, it's like you watch it now, it's extremely sexist and like you're just ridiculous, but at the same time too, like that and like Monty Python and stuff like that, I'm like, how are they showing this on TV? Like that's a regular thing. So we have a guy called That One Guy reacting during the scenes where Cortney has to switch between Lily and the spirit, pretty much on a dime. Were flawless. My favorite scenes in the film.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was really fun. I love those scenes. And actually, we're getting in the DVD, we'll have some special footage of that as well, that scene. So show it all. Yeah.
There you go. So, and actually, Sergio's been commenting. He says that he has orbs. Have you ever experienced orbs in your paranormal-ish kind of stuff?
I mean, I see them all the time.
Do you?
So it depends on where you are and what they're doing and what your energy is. So because they can be a spirit guide or a fairy, like there's these entities, because we are in a low, dense vibration, and we can't see these, I guess, other dimensional beings. So we see them as light. And even then, the light is really hard to detect sometimes, or it's really obvious, but it's really quick, because then our rational mind starts to like put a paint layer over this like third eye or this vision that we have, because we're like, that's not real. This reality is real. And so we discredit what we're seeing. But yeah, I see them all the time, and you can talk to them, or I can pull a couple tarot cards for you to see like who they might be or what they might be. But yeah.
There you go.
Yes, they can. I don't think they're bad.
James Furlong.
Oh, James.
Oh, James. Oh, Pashaw.
Wait. Oh, that was James giving me the compliment. Thanks,
yeah.
James.
You know who he is. I don't know. Who's he?
Yeah, James is actually a really phenomenal writer, and he was kind of who I alluded to at the beginning of this, where I was saying like, he's a really, really great writer, and people will discredit him or not buy his stuff because he doesn't have a big name. So he's having to work on just promoting himself to get noticed by people so that his stuff can actually sell. And he was actually just awarded best screenplay. So good job, James.
Nice. For what?
Perfection.
Nice.
Some short he did, but he actually wrote a really cool feature-length film that we wanted to do called Savvy Strong, and it is just, his writing is just really good. So Yeah, he's someone to have on the show, actually.
There you go. How about that?
Yeah.
So yeah, hit us up on our Facebook, or just go to Wicked Horror Show on Facebook or Instagram. Send us a message, and we'll hook it up. James, we'll have you on. But
Yeah,
we want to see your short though. How about that? Does that agree? We can agree.
There's a couple.
Yeah, nice. So Angel's actually asking if y'all looking up. If y'all, where is it? Too many comments. Y'all doing tarot tonight? And
Oh, I can.
I don't know how that would work on a podcast. And Sergio wishes that he could show you the orbs, but he can't do that. Sorry about that.
How big are they? And when did you see them? How big are they, Sergio? And when do you see them?
Yeah, Sergio's the man. By the way, he's on like every show. He's here.
Oh, cool. Cool. Thanks for supporting these guys.
And Angel wants to look up James Furlong too.
Yeah, he's good people. Look him up.
Yeah, because Angel has a show called That Strange Show. That's a really good time, and I've been on that show a bunch of times when he needs a fill-in, and it's fun. I always tell embarrassing stories on that, and his friends think it's funny.
Oh, that's cool.
I told that Tony Todd story about how I panicked and like just left, and Tony was just like, "All right, see ya." Like,
I gotta work. So.
Yeah, sorry, I have to go. I have to call people who can't pay their bills tomorrow morning. Bye. I work in collections. Sorry, everyone.
I remember telling you guys like years ago, I was like, it shouldn't be about work, it should be about like relaxing and being able to take time for yourself. And you guys are like, we have to work. That's another mindset we have to get rid of.
Yeah. Well, now with everything that's going on, I've been working from home for almost 2 years now. So I do have a lot more time because my job's an hour away each way. So it's like, that just adds to the day. So I have more time around my wife and around my pets and around stuff. But at the same time, too, I have a mortgage. I have like all this other crap that I got to pay for.
You got to pay for all my DVDs you buy?
That's right.
Yes.
Well, preferably Blu-rays. But if the only option is DVD, then you'll do DVD.
Okay, fine. Sorry, Blu-ray. I'm still stuck in you got this like VHS tape as the background. Yeah. I was watching VHS tapes up until 2 years ago when I finally got rid of my player. To me,
I still have a bunch. Yeah, there's a huge market for that. There's a lot of people that are it's like kind of like the boutique vinyl stuff where people are just finding like old VHS, and there's even new movies that are coming out on VHS because they know that people will buy them.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I kept it because I actually really enjoy watching VHS tapes. There's just something about not even quality, but the essence of it. It just, newer movies that are so crisp. You're like, I want Blu-ray. It's too crisp almost.
Oh yeah. If you get a remastered something, I got the Tim Burton Batman, right? On Blu-ray, and it's just I can totally see the seams in Batman's cowl, and I'm like, this is taking me out of it.
I know.
I can see the seams. This is crazy.
Yeah, sometimes
orbs are small. Orbs are smaller orbs.
Okay. Yeah. So they could be your spirit guides. They could be your power animals. They could just be entities, your ancestors from that are here to support you, especially if you saw them a lot during Samhain Halloween last night. Samhain's kind of going around this whole week. The official holiday, I think, is Friday or Saturday. And then you have the Day of the Dead, which I think was yesterday. So we're having this really thin layer between worlds, essentially. So I think they're more prevalent right now, too. But I see them all the time. And I talk to them. I'm just like, hey, give me a sign, or thank you for being here. Because with gratitude, you elevate your emotion and your vibration. And so then you're able to then contact or communicate with these other entities a little better. But then, you should try some mushrooms or DMT and maybe they'll talk to you.
Then so your laundry basket will talk to you as well, but that's it's something else.
That actually doesn't happen.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know things.
I know, that's what I'm telling you, because some people think that you're gonna be like, oh, I can fly, and you're gonna jump off a cliff and kill yourself. And maybe that could happen. But at the same time, the experience of DMT makes you really heavy. So you're just and then it happens around you and inside of you, and you're not really gonna, do anything crazy.
I'm sorry, I was looking at comments.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks like you're about to read something. So
Yeah, Sergio was asking
held off.
if you've seen real ghosts, like actual like full body apparitions or anything like that.
I've only felt their presence, and like essentially I've been around really demonic ones, and I don't know if we should classify them as ghosts or just otherworldly entities. But yeah, I've never actually physically seen anything. It's more of like a feeling or a movement. But my dad, on the other hand, grew up in a haunted house, and he's the one who saw them and heard them, and really scary stuff happened to him. Essentially what Amityville Horror is all about, my dad experienced exactly that.
I actually had experiences when I was a kid as well, and I kind of, for years and years and years, tried to dismiss it as an overactive imagination. And then my dad, who actually was a nurse for the state hospitals in Massachusetts, he worked in the oldest mental institution in Massachusetts for like his whole career. And he had plenty of stories that he would share with me, like as I was growing up. And that's what got me interested in it. And like, I have, like, other than from when I was a kid, I haven't seen a physical ghost, unless what I saw when I was a kid was for real. But I've seen a silhouette, like cross a hallway, like go back and forth between two rooms, in a mansion that we rented out for Easter one year. And other than that, we've got some like voice stuff and some other random things. But I agree with you 100%. You be like positive and inviting when you're like talking to these things, and like if you get scared, it's that'll change, you know. Like if you're being positive, it's in general, it's not gonna. I haven't had the experience where it's felt overly negative and on my end, but I've had plenty where it almost felt like comforting to be in the room, you know. One of the coolest ones is we were in a museum up in Buffalo, and we were using dowsing rods for the first time. We never used them before, and we were talking like the whole night, and like the guy that was there with us, he was just like, "Hey, you guys have been using each other's names. Why don't you scatter throughout the room and ask it to point you out?" So my friend Mark had the dowsing rods, and he's just like, "All right, where's Kevin?" And they literally turned and pointed at me. And then it was like asking like where my wife was, where's Kristen, and it did the same thing. And then like the guy's like, "Ask it for a hug," and he's just like, "Will you give me a hug?" And it just they crossed and touched his shoulders.
Oh wow!
And it was the coolest thing like I'd ever seen. But like we were the only ones who witnessed it. Like there was no one, like we weren't filming it, no nothing, because we were just in the moment, you know. But that was definitely one of the cooler things. And I was like, I really want to mess with this more. But then all of us just didn't have time because of work, because of jobs, so we don't do it anymore, you know.
Yeah, well, I've been studying with this shaman, and it's totally different than like a paranormal investigation. It's more along the lines of these people or entities are maybe lost or stuck, and how can we help them transition? And so now it's like I felt really guilty speaking with a ghost when I was in Fort Lauderdale at this old inn, because I was like, I want to help him get out because he's trapped here. He's like stuck in this like nightmare, this never ending, and no one can hear him. And it almost sounded like he kept saying help. And I asked the guy, I said, well, can I help him transition? And I'm not trained fully yet, so I still have to learn. And I was like, and he's like, no, he's like, because then you might invite in something else. And I was like, or I'm taking your business away.
Right. Yeah.
So I just, I didn't know what the right course of action was to do. But when I was filming Hooker Assassin in Ohio, I stayed at, and I don't know if I told you this. I don't think I did. But I stayed at this Airbnb, and it was an old house. And instantly when I went in there, I felt really weird. But I was like, maybe I'm just nervous. So I was like, whatever. And then it like nighttime came, and I was suddenly like in the movie Mirrors, like where all the mirrors felt like I was getting closed in on. And I was so afraid of everything reflective. And I was like, why am I being weird right now? I'm not going to deal with this. And I went to lay on the bed and go to bed, and I felt on my chest. And I was being sat on or pushed down by some energy that didn't want me in the room. And I was like, okay, what can I do? Because I was so new to this like practice of speaking with them or elevating your vibration. And I talked to this healer the next day who was my makeup artist, and she came into the house and she explored it all. And she told me where the energies were the most dense and the most scary. And she said, stay away from there, stay away from there, stay away from here. And she's like, then she walked into the bedroom and she was like, oh my God. She's like, it's in here, like really bad. And I was like, yeah. She's like, it doesn't want to leave. So, you know, you can share the space. And I was like, okay, I'll share the space. And I had my friend who was the director, she stayed the night with me because I was too afraid. I was like, I can't be here anymore. Like that pressure on my chest was too much. And the next day we filmed in that house. So we were moving things around to fit the camera and fit lights and everything. And come to find out there was like this totem or amulet made out of skulls that was placed under the bed, and bones and skulls under the bed. And I was like, I'm not touching it. And the healer was like, no one touch it. Just scoop it into a jar, put it in the sun. And anyway, the producer was like, fuck this. So she picked it up, put it in the jar, put it in the sun. And she was instantly ill. She was like having a migraine. She was sick. She had to go home because like she got messed up. And I went over to it to look at it. And I saw this little like bug in it. So I was like, I'm going to let the bug out. And I let the bug out. And I was like, oh shit, I think I just let the entity out, because there wasn't a bug in there before, and now there's a bug in there. And then I suddenly felt like not myself. And I was like, I need to go for a walk. I need to clear my head. Something's wrong with me. It felt like something was totally wrong with me. And I'm not saying I was possessed or anything, but something was on me energetically. And so I went for a walk, and then suddenly, just out of nowhere, this white dog ran up to me, and I started petting the white dog. It was almost like an angel or something, and I felt instantly like
relief.
Healed. It was so weird.
Yeah, it is weird. And it's weird, like, because I'd done it for like a long time, like for years, and like I would tell people, like people would ask me about it, I would tell them about it, and then like an hour later I would be the punchline of their jokes, you know. But at the same time, too, they were asking me because they were scared about something, you know? And I'm like, no, it's whatever it is, what it is. And like one of my old boss's boss, like he made fun of me for it. Next thing you know, he was sending me pictures of things that he took like in his basement, asking me what it was. Like, you need to clean your camera lens is what it is. Like,
no, yeah, sometimes you can see entities. And actually, I forgot. When I was filming Death House, we were in the Best Western in Pennsylvania, old ass town, right?
Yep.
And I was watching this person walk down the hall, and I saw them go into my room, and I was like, oh shit. And there was literally, my room was the last room, so there's nowhere else for them to go. And I ran in there, and I was like, excuse me, you have the wrong room. This is my room. And no one was in there.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I swear to you, I just saw someone go into my room. Like, I know I was down the hall, but it was my room. Like, and I think that was an energy that I actually saw. So I don't know. But I did pull a card for Angel.
For Sergio? Or for
Angel? Sergio.
No, Angel asked.
Angel asked if you were going to pull it, but Sergio is the one who had the orbs. So, but that was for Angel.
Okay, yeah, this is for Angel, because if it's for Sergio, I gotta re-ask the cards. But anyway, so I just asked for his film, and I got the Page of Wands. So if you look, the Page of Wands is a really fresh, vibrant energy, very open to the world. So you can see his posture is just like very exposed. So you know he's not holding anything in. He's exuberant, and the wand he's holding is lighting up the room. And wands are all about creative energy, the fire within us, the willpower. It's the color of the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, which is yellow for willpower. So it just, to me, this is a very engaging and inviting time for your film. And so I think that whatever you do, just be as open-minded and as fun as you can be. And so the Page of Wands is kind of like the prince, like, you know, the prince is like usually the rebel that goes out to get the princess or whatever, you know, in like all those movies. And wands are all about creative fire energy. So this is a good omen for you. It's a good card. So I think whatever you set your mind to, you will make magic happen.
Yeah, Angel.
That's for you.
Nice. There you go, Angel. You asked for it. You got it. Now make a movie.
Now go make your movie.
Now go make a movie.
I'll help you. It's a good sign.
Yeah, I'm just excited for him and like his friend Ryan. They're like working on some stuff, and I'm excited for both of them because they both have some really good ideas and some talent, and I want to see them do it. You know, I want to be like, those are my friends. You know.
So going back to your story about letting the little bug out,
Hmm.
the other thing that we know you for is being an animal activist and everything. So for everyone watching, go check out her Instagram page because there's always, stuff up there. But how's that going?
Oh, geez. The last time I talked to you guys, I saved a rattlesnake off the road.
Hmm.
I literally saw it crossing and I was like, nope, I'm not going to let this die. So I flipped a bitch, went over, slammed on my brakes, stopped traffic. And I was like, stop. And I was like, there's a snake in the road. It has to cross. And anyway, it turns out the guys that I stopped, there's a whole line of cars after him, but he had like literally a thing for snakes. It was like, it couldn't have been more divine timing. And snakes are such a great power animal. I have a personal power animal who's a snake. And anyway, he just picked it up and flipped it off the road. And it was really cool. And I've saved some bunnies off of the highway. I went to Peru and I was trying to feed and water the stray animals there. And I just go to sanctuaries every now and again and I volunteer when I can. But since moving to Florida, I'm in Florida now, I'm trying to find where I can help animals. So, but yeah, I think it's important to value fellow earthlings on this planet because they're here on this planet with us.
Hmm.
They're not here for our dominance, essentially. We've been given dominion over the planet because we have this ability to make things and rehabilitate creatures. And really, we are instrumental for a lot of the damages we've done to the planet. So I think it's vital that we take what we can as who we are to do the best we can to help out when we can. So, I love animals and it's turkey season. Essentially, everyone's going to be eating them. But for me, it's time to go to the sanctuaries and hug them because turkeys remember faces. They know like 30 plus words or something. And they love to cuddle. Like they literally love to cuddle. You can just go up in there and then get up under their wings and they'll put their head on you. And then you can just pet them under their wings. And it's like a cat. They kind of almost purr like a cat too. It's incredible. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So they're not talking about like wild turkeys. They're talking about like farm.
Domesticated turkeys or turkeys that were rescued from slaughterhouses. The wild turkeys are definitely still very much wild.
Oh yeah. We have a ton of them in my area. Like we see them all the time. Like early in the morning, you'd be driving down the street. There's just like a whole like bunch of them just in the middle of the street. It's pretty cool.
I know.
It's also kind of terrifying, but it's cool.
Yeah, their beaks are powerful. Watch out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tony.
But thank you for bringing that up. I really do care. And you've brought that up every time. You guys really appreciate that. And I do what I can on OnlyFans. I have a lot of content on there where people subscribe. And the money I've made on there, I can give back each month to some place. So I do like the rainforest or a sanctuary or something like that. And
Nice.
Now you're working on projects for like endangered species and stuff?
Oh, yeah. So there's this documentary called Sea of Shadows, and it takes place in the Sea of Cortez in Mexico where the vaquita porpoise is populated. And that's the only place they are populated. And unfortunately, the cartel is involved with catching the totoaba fish with gill nets. And the gill nets essentially are placed in the ocean at such a wide diameter that these vaquita porpoise that are known the panda of the sea are really only 6 feet long. They're very small and they're getting caught in these gill nets and their numbers are dwindling. I think there's only 10 left in the wild.
Wow.
And unfortunately, their reproduction rate is very, very slow. So they're getting killed off before they can reproduce. And the Chinese black market's involved, the cartel's involved. The cartel is, killing people essentially if they're not delivering their fish. And the sea shepherd is pulling up all these nets. And essentially what they want is the totoaba fish for the swim bladder because it's some Chinese medicine and it's sold on the black market. And I want to write a Romeo and Juliet story meets the documentary, The Sea of Shadows. So that's what I'm writing right now. I'm writing a script and I named it Sea Legs. And these were all visions I got, I think, from Spirit, maybe. And they're like slap in the face visions. So I reached out to my director who wrote and directed Herringbone, which I won Best Supporting Actress for. And we are going to, I already have most of the script written. He was on a film, so he's just wrapped. So he's going to take over now. And we have the idea of getting Joaquin Phoenix on board and the Sea Shepherd on board. So it's going to be, it's just heartbreaking, but it's going to be a good one, I think. So I'm excited about that. Totally not horror, real life horror.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that's the thing is like sometimes that stuff it's more terrifying than most of the slasher movies you'll see because it's real. Like that's scary stuff to think that this kind of things happen in the world today. But that being said, the last 2 years have been garbage anyways. So maybe nothing surprises me. But yeah, no, that's great. And it's a good way to get the word out. And it's something where Joaquin Phoenix is a big supporter of animal rights and stuff too. So do you think that that's a possibility to have him involved?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think so. I think if we have the right people approach him at the right time, and if the role is right for him, and if it's written well, I think he'll definitely want to do it, or at least be a producer in some way.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That'd be great. I mean,
I want to make it like a Romeo and Juliet kind of crossing boundaries. So I ideally would play the lead girl, and then we'd have someone actually like a Mexican actor playing opposite me, and it would be a love story that crosses worlds. So vegan fisherman, affluent white woman versus someone who's struggling to make ends meet in their country that's suffocating. And you understand what they're going through and why they're doing what they're doing. And then the love that crosses the worlds, because so many people think that if you're vegan, you have to only be with vegans. And it's like so strict. And it's like, you're not even vegan because you did frog poison. It's like, it's just madness out there. So I really want to show like these feuding worlds can join and we can actually, so it's like an underlying theme of unity as well.
Nice. We definitely need that in this world these days.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
A little bit, yeah. But so just about time to wrap. So where can people go to find out more about Cortney Palm and all of her awesomeness, besides obviously the YouTube, stuff like that? Where do you interact the most with your fans?
Well, first of all, check out Beyond Paranormal, since this was what it was about. And thank you guys for watching it and your kind comments. And to all the fans who've given me kind comments. We would love an IMDb review. But that is available on all streaming platforms and Amazon. And you can find me on OnlyFans. That's where I interact the most as far as talking to people. But I'm also on Twitter, Cortney Palm 5, and Instagram at vegan_actress. So
yeah, and Instagram, your Instagram is great. There's like all these places. I'm like, where the hell is she? Like these places are all like amazing. And I'm like, are those in Florida? Like, I'm just asking dumb questions about plants again because I don't know what these.
No, I did a bunch of like Colorado stuff and Canada stuff and then Florida stuff, and yeah, so the world is so beautiful and so diverse.
Yeah, and I've been from Massachusetts my whole life. Hooray! What are you
swim somewhere else.
Well, no, that's the thing. Is it's like, especially now that this is everything that's going on in the world. Like once everything is back to normal, there's all these like bucket list trips I've wanted to make. I'm like, I'm gonna make them. I have to, because who knows? I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to, like I don't know. There's all these places I just want to go, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, Tony's gonna pay for it, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah, of course. I got that in my back pocket.
Yeah. Okay. Just well, sell some of your Cortney Palm DVDs.
They're worth anything. Okay. Whoops. Oh, that might not be your card.
Uh-oh.
It flew away from me. That was a card. That was gonna be a card for you, Kevin, and it flew. So that's not the right one. Keep in mind these cards have not been cleansed after I read for Angel, so I mean they've been hanging out by my selenite, but anyway. Okay, I'm feeling that one. Oh, you got a page as well. You got the Page of Pentacles, which is all about. Okay, look at this energy is very calm, very rooted, very flowing, following the rabbit. The rabbit's not white, the rabbit's red. So what does that color mean to you? Well, red is very much centered on the root chakra, feeling grounded. So knowing that your legs will work. That's what I'm feeling, because you can see how like almost how lazily they are here, but then
Mhm.
it's combined with the same color as the rabbit, and the rabbit's very, they use their legs a lot, they can run a lot, and also the Page of Pentacles is all about the material world, and it's the excitement of the material world and what new beginnings you can create with this. And I think too, because the pentagram the pentacle represents the material world and coins, essentially, it's also a yellow sun. So you're looking at all these properties of here. So the symbol of the yellow sun is bright, right? New beginnings, a new day, land of the rising sun. And then you can see the hat on her head is of wings. So I think that just means that your brain is, because I asked about your whole situation. So I think that your brain is going to come back to expansiveness, and you're going to be able to be spry like a bunny again. I really do. And I don't think that that's bullshitting you. That's why that other card flew out of the deck.
I'm hoping beyond hope that that's the case, because I don't like this crap anymore. But anyways.
Yeah, so that's for you. And then I don't know, Tony, you got 3 of Swords. So you either have a broken heart or someone broke your heart and you need to move on from it.
Yeah. It was me. I broke your heart. I'm sorry.
This is a betrayal card. So either you're betraying yourself or someone betrayed you. So whatever that means, it's time to kind of rectify that and rise above it. So I don't know why you got that card. So that's something you can ask. But again, these cards were not, this is a general reading. Your energy's not here.
Yeah.
So take it as you will.
Yeah. So yeah, when you ever get a chance to meet Cortney, you can have her read your. Yeah, I don't know when that will be, but I don't know.
I do personal tarot readings on my OnlyFans as well, and I've been pretty accurate on there. So
nice. There you go. Yeah. There you go, Tony. But anywho, thanks for coming on as always. And Tony, real quick, where can people find you?
You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. You find me on there. Tony Has Nine Fingers on Twitter, which I hardly ever use. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course, here on the Wicked Horror Show every Tuesday, well, most Tuesdays. Yeah. And check out the Wicked Horror Show Instagram, which I'm trying to build up. And Kevin.
Just A-Knuckle on Instagram. Besides doing the show and doing the reviews with Wolfie, I'm part of Black White, Right, and Secret Underground Hideout, all of which are on the Dorkening Podcast Network. Go to thedorkening.com for more information on all the shows there. Thanks for listening/watching, and goodbye.
Thank you.